Good day and howdy. Today we are going to discuss the uplifting topic of why most people fail at their dreams of selling trading cards. Yes, indeed. It is that time to confront reality. Yeah, so the point being that it's not easy, right? It's not easy to make money selling trading cards. Why is it not easy to make money selling trading cards? Well, it's a supply and demand thing. In general, any way to make money that's fun is going to have a lot of competition. And it turns out that Magic cards are fun. The most fun ways to make money, which might arguably be opening booster packs and selling the contents inside, often are the least profitable. The most actual profitable ways to make money with Magic cards are often the most boring and the least fun. And we're going to dive into that and talk about that. But so the long story short, if you just want to, thumbs down, turn off the video, is that it's not the funnest thing in the world if you actually want to make money with trading cards. You got to work for it. But we'll get into that. So why must fail? I would say that, so I made about 100K last year selling cards. Most of that was Magic. There's a little bit of other stuff, but most of that was Magic. And that turned into, I believe, about 15 hours a week. So 15 hours a week, which generally was on the weekends, like 3 or 4 hours, weekdays, 1 to 2. Packing, of sorting, of buying collections, of shipping. And there's a lot of things that can go wrong and a lot of things that can discourage you as a seller of trading cards. For example, getting supply can be difficult and hard. I have opened a lot of sealed commander decks, and that is pretty consistent. That is pretty good. And it's often not too hard to find suppliers on the internet. They'll sell you commander decks at a cost that is below the market, where there's an inverse expected value. I have code, by the way, that I run that will get me the expected value of commander decks, and that's how I know what to buy. I'm happy to share those kinds of insights. Comment below if you have questions. I will share answers. That is what I do. Anyway, so that's not the hardest way to get supply, but another really good way to get supply that will guarantee margins is buying collections. Buying collections means you need to be on Facebook Marketplace, not all the time, but pretty regularly. And that's taking up time. If you want to relax or whatever, it's like, I should hop on Facebook Marketplace and message people back and forth about if their collections are available. And of course, you're going to get rejected. If you're anything like me, you don't love rejection. You're not hey, I just need, every no is actually just a future yes. Like, nah, for me, a no is a no, so it's not fun. It's not fun to reach out and be like, hey, would you be willing to sell your collection at 70? And people are like, no. And it's like, have a good day, but that's what you got to do. And so you're looking for collections. Then maybe you do find a great collection. Great. It's 45 minutes away. Okay. So you drive out there, and then they want to meet you at a card store. Well, it's a little bit of a no to go into someone's card store and hand the money. So you're trying to explain that over Facebook, hey, can we meet in front of the store, not inside of the store? But even then it's a little awkward. You're the store owner's yeah, they know what's going on. Anyway, if you're bugged by that stuff, it can be a little tricky. It can be a little hard. And then you get the cards. And of course, they're all in sleeves. And you got to de-sleeve them. You got to scan them because you don't know if you can trust 100% of what was in the collection. You scan each individual card, and then you upload that to TCG Player. Whoops, you scanned some, and they scanned as pre-release foils when they're actually just regular copies. So now you're selling on TCG Player people pre-release foils, but you actually meant to sell them regular copies, and you're like, what do I do? Most people don't even care. They just want the cheapest one. So do I need to message them and tell them hey, this is actually a regular copy? Yes, I do. You send them a message. They'll message back. It's fine. Some of them want to cancel. Great. They cancel the order. Then you got to relist it as the normal copy. Where was I going with this? Right. So buying collections and selling it, it's not easy, right? And then at the end of the day, what happens? So you bought a $1,000 collection for $700. You sell it for $1,000. After shipping and fees, you net $100. It's a decent amount of effort for $100. Not ideal. And then, of course, you sell the cards, you ship the cards, and then some of the cards magically disappear, or you get scammed, right? It's possible. It's very not hard for a buyer to buy a card and then just say they didn't receive it, even though they did receive it. And you can sometimes feel it in your bones, You're like, oh no, is this person scamming me? As a side note, I don't think they are. I have sold a lot of cards this past year, and I've been scammed maybe like twice. It's just like just very uncommon, but still it could happen. Or even if it just legitimately gets lost in the mail, gets returned to sender or whatever, it's discouraging. It's not fun. So that's a thing. Negative feedback. You could send a card and it's perfect in every way, but they feel like it had a scratch on the surface and it should have been marked as MP when you marked it as near mint. And so you get negative feedback, and then you have to refund them the cost of the card on TCG Player so that your feedback can be perfect. And it's like, dang it, that's frustrating, right? So you got to deal with that kind of frustration. Getting scammed. We talked about getting scammed as a seller. What about getting scammed as a buyer, right? You're like, oh, this collection on eBay looks good. Let me buy that. You buy it on eBay. It's actually a fake. It's a fake collection. It doesn't get sent to you. Well, it does. It gets sent with a fake tracking number. I don't know if eBay has figured out a way to get around this, but there was a scam going on back in 2024, I think is when I got scammed this way, where I saw a TCG product that was too good to be true on eBay. And I was like, oh, eBay, buyer protection. I'm protected. So then I buy it, and it gets a shipping tracking number attached to it and gets delivered. Nothing got delivered. Certainly not the product. But that's how it showed up on eBay. And so I escalated it, and they sided with the seller. Guess what? That seller isn't on eBay anymore. No, they like probably scammed me and maybe 4 other idiots, and that they're gone. But eBay, for some reason, even though I'm a, whatever, 600 plus positive feedback on eBay, been a customer since 2009, eBay sided with the scammer. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So eBay's buyer protection does not actually protect the buyer, at least not in my sad experience. And that was like, I was out like $120 or something like that. Maybe it was 160, which isn't the end of the world, but gosh, that stinks. So anyways, the moral of the story is if there's a deal that's too good to be true and it's seems sketchy in any way, yeah, it's too good to be true. And the reason why they target us TCG players is they know we're suckers for a good deal. Dang it. Anyway, okay. What was I saying? Right. So getting scammed is something that you can look forward to as a part-time TCG seller. What else? Stuff can sell for less than you paid for it. You can buy a collection and then value goes down. That hasn't really happened to me, but I have bought products from distribution or through the stores that get stuff through distribution where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll definitely be able to sell this locally or on TCG Player or whatever for a margin. And then no. And then you find out, oh no, this is not worth what I thought it was. Or, and this is more common, is you buy something because you're like, oh, sweet. Like, for example, you could have bought Edge of Eternity booster boxes like a month ago for 140, being like, oh, sweet, I'm going to be able to flip these for like 180, which even then you still wouldn't really make money on TCG Player. But let's say that you could even like flip them locally or whatever for 180. So you buy a bunch for 140. You're like, oh, this is going to be sweet. Well, guess what? The reason why you were able to buy a bunch for 140 is because there's a big restock. There's been a big reprint. And now the market price is, guess what? 140. And so you got hosed, or I mean, you're not hosed. Like, I guess you can get your money back, but after shipping and fees, you're losing money. If you're able to sell them locally, you can just get your money back, net nothing, but that stinks. So, there's times where you will sell stuff for less than what you paid for it. Bummer. It's a bummer. Shipping can be not fun, right? You got to package stuff. You got to get the right stamps, the right amount of stamps, the right shipping label, the right weight. You got to have the right boxes, the right padded envelopes, the right regular envelopes. And then if, heaven forbid, you got to go to the post office every day or something like that. I am quite blessed where I've got a mailbox in my front yard and I can go out and shove, like up to 100 letters in there. Pretty crazy. And put the flag up and the post person comes. What I do, the pro tip that the post office gave me, 1 second, is I put stuff in like a plastic bag. They're like, hey, if you're going to like put like 60 envelopes in your mailbox, can you just put them in like a Walmart bag for us? And that's what I do. And because I thank you, post office people. If you're a post office person, in the comments, let me know. And I will, I don't know, send you something for free. Yeah. So it's anyways, USPS is amazing. But besides the point is that shipping, like if you got to go to the post office all the time or something like that, if you're selling bigger items and you've got to do post office trips, it's work. It is work. And then the last thing, because we haven't had enough to talk about that can go wrong or be negative about selling trading card games online, is like, what if you get sick? What if you're going on vacation, right? You got to like pause your store, turn it off. You got to get back into the groove, turn it back on. You know, it's like, this is just like a part of your life now. Now it's built in where every day you've got to worry about selling cards and packing cards and shipping cards and buying cards and sorting cards. So, I mean, and this is true generally, but anytime you take a hobby and you turn it into a career or something that makes money, there's going to be incentives, the money, to do it more than what the previous incentives would have normally had you do it for, which the previous incentive was like, it's fun. So, you know, you listen to like Gone Rogue Games talk about how they're sick of opening booster boxes anymore, right? And you think like, what? Getting sick of opening booster boxes? I would never. But that's the thing, is that once you have enough money pushing you to do it enough times, you will get sick of it. Because that's the amazing thing about money, is money can get us to do stuff that we wouldn't do for fun. And that, I'm talking about work, right? It's like, that's why they got to pay you to be there, is because it's work. It isn't fun. So trading cards, if it's fun, people are often willing to do it for free. And my goodness, you can see that on TCG Player with people listing 1 cent cards. Like, what is going on? You sell 100 1 cent cards for $1, you're getting hosed. You're paying like so much for shipping. Anyways, that's an aside. So, what's the point? The point is, there is a way to make it work. There is a way to enjoy and sell cards, and I've enjoyed it, and I've sold cards. And the key thing for me has been that it's been a stress relief. It has been a net less stress in my life. Somehow, the buying collections, it's like buying Magic cards is fun. When I buy a collection, I do try to keep a cool card for my personal collection, which is very fun. Selling stuff is fun. It's fun to get the notification, the email that's like, dink, your command tower sold for 20 cents. You know, it's like, it's stupid, but it's like, oh, sick. I just made 45 cents on this, but it's fun. And I love Magic cards. That's the thing that drives all of this, right? It's like, there's so many people buying, so many people selling, so many people opening and whatnotting and streaming. And fundamentally, it's because we're all addicts to the same trading card game, which is just crazy. When I do the math of how much time I spent last year and then how much money I made, I think it comes out to about $12 an hour. It might be less. It is not crazy money. It's also not obvious to me how I can scale this, besides potentially just having a bunch of kids and then making them work for low wages. Then it could scale, maybe. But I don't really know how if you're not willing to hire real employees, how to scale this. But I love it. I've been enjoying it. It does make money, and it is a stress relief, and it's something I can build into my schedule reasonably responsibly. And so that's how you can make it work. But all the other things, though, like reasons why it can go awry, are real. And that's the reason why a lot of people get started. A lot of people, sell a few cards on TCG Player, but they don't make it to level 4. They don't get the whatever it takes, like 150 or whatever sales that it takes to get to level 4. And that's what unlocks a lot of the tools, like scanning with the app, that makes it so much easier to sell collections and things like that. It's hard. It's hard to do. But anybody can do it. It's not like you can't do it. Anybody can do it. It's just, that's the reason why you might not be able to. This has been Nick with Capital Catalyst. Good times, y'all. Good times.